Hello, this is Jonathan Gardner, Season 4. I think this is the final episode. I play seasons until they're no longer fun. Season 1 was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about how to build big stuff. I learned a lot about Factorio. Season 4, I learned a lot as well. I was planning Season 4 to be huge and long, just like Season 3 was supposed to be huge and long, just like Season 2 was supposed to be huge and long. But at some point, I kind of realized that I want to restart and get a different setting for the season. So what the biggest reason right now? Number one, no biters. I think it was a lot of fun. I got to build. It's very quiet though, and I don't really feel a huge need to build quickly or to build a lot. I kind of do miss fighting the biters, so I want to do that. And the pollution, I'm making lots of gobs and gobs of pollution, which I think is pretty cool. But anyway, the other thing, let's go through my complaints. Number one is the ore patches are not big enough. So this is a pretty big ore patch. I mean, there's this huge iron one over here, but they're pretty rare that you find a big ore patch like that. Okay, which is kind of what I want. I wanted rare patches, but I wanted them to be bigger. And I played around with the RSO mod a little bit, couldn't get it to do what I want. Then I played around writing my own version of RSO for my particular settings that I wanted, and I was able to get a map with huge resources spread out. I mean, resources that are so huge that I could probably build like a 20 train and fill it up, each time it comes around. So this one's barely enough to keep an 8 train satisfied. I'm talking huge, okay? So I want to do that. I want to build these huge stations which picks up the ore. So I had a couple new ideas that I tried out this season. The first big new idea is the iron. If I can find it, here it is. This is the. What is this? Oh yes, this is the new iron processing station that I designed for season 4. I think I came up with the idea somewhere before episode 10, about that time. But I remember I came up with the idea and I thought it was awesome. And it was. There's a couple problems with this design. The biggest problem is that you can only really have one train in the center at any given moment, and the train that picks up is competing with the trains that drop off, and I think I could only get it to have like 8 max with stuff, so I couldn't beat that. So then I tried version 2, which is the copper mine. It's over this way, not too far. Let me try not to get killed by a train as I go over there. Version 2 of this thing, which required a lot more space, and there's no way I can fit it on a single screen, but I'm going to run over there and look at it anyway. Nice copper patch here, but this is, I would call, a small copper patch. You easily keep a 1-2-1 full, but I want to make it bigger than 1-2-1s. 1-2-1s are just too small for me now. I want huger trains. I want more resources. Mixed patches are kind of annoying, but they're not too bad, especially if they're huge. Anyway, almost there. It's huge. You're gonna, if you haven't seen the episode where I designed and built it, I think it was 3 or 4 episodes where I designed and built it. Almost there. A little bit longer. All right, here we go. So this is the entrance to the section. Trains come in here and they come out here. This little loop here is for unloading copper ore. The copper ore comes out here. What's going on here, buddies? The trains that are running the resources, they come here, load up on coal, they load up on copper ore, and then they are all programmed to go to the same station. And so they end up going to the first available station. And since you can't block the trains, they're always going to be going to the next station. So you see here I have many more running. Also 282s make them go quite a bit faster. Here I have a big queue where they can line up if they need to before they go in to get their coal. And you can just see I have a nice little backlog here. So they're always spending their time loading and unloading, or loading. The unloaders are on a separate loop. So here comes the unloaders. There's 2 of them. One does the odd, one does the even stations. And they just pick up the resources. Wow, I have a lot of copper. Let me drop this off. That doesn't matter. And then they run up here, as you'll see. Oh, don't get the trees. I'm glad I dropped off the copper. You're going to bring me trees, weren't you? Go over here. And I can make this a little bit more compact. I didn't know how big I wanted this. 10's more than enough. Probably 3 would be enough, but I just made it over, built it. And they come down here and they unload and they go back to pick up some more. And I don't have a train yet that picks up this copper, so this is probably all full of copper. Pretty much all full of copper. So that's kind of how it works. Then the train could come in here, pick up the copper, and take it somewhere. And this is a 282 mine, just like the one over there. This one's, I think, is a slightly larger patch. It fills up slightly faster, but still, it's not quite as fast as I like it to fill. So, I don't know that you can improve much upon the design I have here. Maybe move things around a little bit. Let me just kind of give you a look at it from zoom, so you can kind of see everything together. This is about the max. Because the trains can only wait 200 seconds. If you look, the trains can only line up. Let me put it all back on. I don't want to shoot things. 1 or 2 of these is always going to be empty. It's just the trains can't move through fast enough, pick up the ore they need, and get to the station fast enough. So probably 8 stations is the max you can build here. And each one of these contains, I think it was like 29 or something. It contains, 29 furnaces. So you have basically 240 furnaces. Well, 232. And they're not running constantly. So each station can only have 239 furnaces. By contrast, if I had my setup that I like to do it like this, if you look at this design here. No, that's not the one. I like to have 32 furnaces lined up in a row in a block 8 wide. So 32 times 8, that's 256. So I like to build 256 for 4 belts. And those 256 can process 4 full belts almost perfectly balanced. So really, this doesn't beat belts. It's not better. If I could make the trains wait longer, it might be better, but I can't. And I don't really want to pursue this any further. So I think Season 4 is the last time I ever built anything like this. This is it. All done. I'm not ever doing this again. In my Super Saturday session, I built basically where it unloads the ore onto 2 belts, and then the belts go through the furnaces and it loads the products back onto a train. So I'm going to do that for the fast, high throughput things, and just line them up one after the other. Maybe do it horizontally or something. So I'm still going to use trains to move things around. I'm just not going to use trains to do the actual processing. Another thing that I built for this season that I thought was fairly innovative. I played around a lot with the iron. I don't know what you call it. Iron depot, iron transfer station. I don't know what to call things. This is where I bring the iron in to unload to the main belt, which I think is, I actually need 2 of these. 1 is not enough. Because 8 cars will give you 4 full blue belts. And some of this needs to go to steel. So there's a lot going up there to steel. I'll get back to this in a minute. So this is the way I like to build it. This is, each one of these takes a full blue belt, and they make a full blue belt. And I have 2 of them down here for iron as well. And I think this design, I just love it. I just love it to death. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, let me run through the factory here. You guys taking stuff from me or giving stuff to me? Looks like you're trying to give me things. That's fine. I'll let you do that. I'll come back to the factory in a minute here. I'm just going to run through it really quick. I might as well do the next one. So this is my iron transfer, iron depot station. And the idea of this one is it'll take the 121 trains and turn them into a 181. And the way it works is you have iron trains. You can have up to 7 unloading at a time. And they unload to belts, directly to belts. You can see here that we're unloading to underground belts. There's just enough room to do that. And then these things flow down and they combine, and then you go down here to an actual balancer, and then it splits it out among the different things here loading. I can do this more efficiently, I think, than the way I did it here. 2 red inserters are slightly faster than 1 blue inserter. It's so marginal, and so such a small difference that it's negligible. Just ignore it. This little Christmas tree design I think was really cool. I thought that was cool. I'm gonna use it for other things, but not for this. It just works, you know. And of course the little buffer for the trains to come in and pick stuff up just keeps things off the main line, so stuff keeps flowing. This fairly weird track design. As you can see, none of the tracks ever cross anywhere in my train system. I love it. The only difference I'll change is I'll have the innermost belt be a huge loop, just like this, a huge loop. There's trains that are complaining. I don't really care about them. Probably one of these trains. They just have a hard time moving when they want to, and it doesn't like have a queue. It just picks the closest guy and has him move. So this little design to have them move left and right, it's pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to bring this in until the final stages when I have too many trains. I'm basically going to design the track so that I can have 4 wide. Everything will be built far away from the tracks, so that there's plenty of room to expand the tracks. Think of this as the main bus in my factory. So this worked. Total overkill at this point, but it worked. You know, no train jams anytime because of this. So, and as you can see, I kind of went crazy and just kind of built all the way down to see what would happen. And I have different depots that I built. Didn't use, but I built them. Not going to use the copper depot. I'm not going to use depots ever again. I'm done with depots. There's no reason to them. You just unload where you want the materials. And you build it so where you unload, you can queue. You know? Where you load, you can queue too. You build it that way. Okay, let's go to my main factory here. So I'll kind of start from the back, move front. So, as usual, now I'm building specific trains to build certain things. And here you can see that I have 4 of these trains set up. I kind of started with this one, kind of evolved. I love it. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to keep doing that. I don't have my Farrell train is hiding somewhere. I'm not really using it. So let's go to my factory. I'm going to tell you what worked well in my factory, what didn't. So the iron, I kind of started here, and then I converted to this. I remember this was a very frustrating conversion because I put the blue inserters in backwards, and I made funny noises when I did that. I had to move the steam engines out of the way. Speaking of which, Season 5, I just like the idea of a massive bank of steam engines. Like this times 1,000. And just coal flowing like nothing else. Like 10 trains of coal pulling up every minute, unloading their coal, and just massive amounts of coal. That just intrigues me. I like that idea. I want to do that. Just because it's cool. Okay? So when the factory's first built, I built a couple, 16 yellow stone furnaces, built a couple units of that, and then I upgraded these guys. And the vertical upgrading, I think, is just awesome. I'm going to start next time with kind of a vertical system that I can just expand, just expand it downwards. Make sure I have room to expand it. And I'm going to leave room for 4. That's important. 4 is important. Same thing with copper on the other side. Having copper on one side, iron on the other side is kind of nice. Might need to leave room for 1 for steel, because I had to steel never really fit in. I had steel start here, and then I kind of moved it up here, and it's just kind of messy. Here I have massive quantities of steel just hanging out doing nothing. Oil's always a struggle. I think I'm getting better at it. The correct ratio is 5 to 7. And you just need 1 here, but you need the lubricant as well. So this guy is built for building petroleum gas. This guy is built for building lubricant. Completely different purposes. Now, as a byproduct, I produce lots of petroleum gas. And in fact, I think I ran out of petroleum gas, so I upconverted it to make petroleum gas for me. But having a system that's devoted to building 1 resource is, I think, a good way to do it. In my Saturday, where I beat the game, I built more of these refineries so I can build the solid fuel to build the rocket fuel. That was fun. Okay. All right, gears. I ran into an issue in the Super Saturday where I wanted 2 belts of gears, but I only built it so it can handle 1 belt, so I had to basically expand horizontally. And obviously in this design, there's not a lot of rooms to expand horizontally. And since I only build on one side of the belt, I leave kind of the other side for random stuff. I couldn't build on the other side either. So I don't know. Maybe I just need to leave more room for gears in. For gears and circuits. Gears I ran out as well. I have this stupid design, but when the gears are being pulled off, it doesn't work very well. Research. So I always build it so that I can have 1 research per second. And so I only had 10. I thought I had 30. Oh well, I can upgrade that later. Season 5 is going to be about research. I'm going to be doing some massive research projects. I'm going to build a module called Victory Research or something like that, where it's like 10,000 units of research for the first victory level, and then as you go up, it'll go higher and higher up to like 1 million on some exponential curve. I'll see how far I can get before it doesn't work anymore. So I want to build massive research facilities. Maybe I'll have one that gets me started, but later on I'll build a bigger research facility. Maybe not on the main bus here in the main factory. I way overbuilt sulfur. I'm not doing that again. It just sucks all the petroleum gas out of the line, and you have to sit and wait. Batteries. I won't be needing batteries because I won't be using solar power. Red circuits here. This was a mess. I just need, it's a mess. I don't know how to put this all in together. I still don't know how to do it right. This is great. I'm actually able to keep this almost making 1 a second. I think it makes 2 at a time. It makes 1 at a time. I can almost make 1 a second, maybe a little faster with this arrangement, which is pretty good. It works out. Sometimes when I set up a new train that wants blue belts, it'll run low, but it'll catch up eventually. The engines are a bottleneck to building more diesel locomotives. Just FYI. So I'll have to pay attention to that. I fairly rapidly went to the power armor thanks to the blue circuits. Blue circuits just flew off the shelves. I think it is because it's just because everything was balanced well. So, but next time I'm going to build some more red research and then do the blue circuits. And I just kind of left in my module system. Didn't really do much with it. And here I just build the miscellaneous things that I need. This is working out for me. I like this. I could probably make this design a little better, a little more compact, but yeah, it works out. It's fine. Since I'm not going to do solar panels, I don't need a solar panel arrangement. What do I got in there? I got a ton, don't I? Yeah, holy cow. And I built this, I think it was 2 episodes ago, maybe last episode, because I was not building these fast enough. And I just wanted to see what it looked like too. And this is when the gears started flying off the shelves again. And again, 2 gear belts, 1 iron plate belt. You just need twice as much gears at least. Let's go look at my solar arrangement. So I experimented with a new solar design that can be laid down quickly, and I came up with this. And as you can see, I kind of like it. So let's actually do this. Let's just do this while we wait. Watch. I have so many concrete. Concrete is nice. Concrete is a nice thing to have. It's not a necessity by any stretch of the imagination. But it's a nice to have. Let's watch my construction robots go. Those are the cheaty robots I built. Probably not going to be using them. Probably not going to be using them. I mean, it helped me build things rapidly, but they are quite a bit OP. So maybe I'll just have higher levels of robot speed researched so they can get faster, but it's going to require a lot of resources to get. Okay. So yeah, just a huge solar farm, which was fun. Next time I'm going to build a huge steam engine farm. I am going to have biters. They'll be set to low so they won't come out early on. They'll show up kind of later. And oh, this is kind of cool. That's random. Let's put some more construction robots in the system. Ooh, nice little oil patch here. I had fun. This was a fun build. I didn't really have a big goal in mind, except to try out some designs. And once the designs are tried out, I kind of like, eh. The next season 5, I'm going to do massive resources. And yeah, I'm just going to build huge. I'm not going to overbuild the train tracks in the beginning. I'm going to leave space, but I'm not going to overbuild. And let's get some robots. Where are they at? Where are my construction robots? There they are. Let's take them all. There they go. There they go. Look at them go. So anyway, yeah, I think it was fun to build this huge solar farm, but I understand what Colonel Well means when he says that it's OP. I mean, once you start getting the iron coming in and the batteries coming in, it is OP. It's just kind of, and it just takes a long time to watch and build, and it's not very fun. So just to give you an idea of the scale, so I don't know how many solar. Let me just pull up a thing here so you can see how many I have. 6.8 thousand and 8.3 thousand, 1.1 thousand miners running, which is nothing. I want to go a lot higher than that. High peaks, really, really high peaks. The roboports are the thing using all the electricity to power those guys. Robots are not cheap in terms of energy. You really can't build your factory on robots. So, yeah. Anyway, this is a fun season. I expected it to be longer, but I didn't have a clear goal in mind. Next season is I'm going to have biters. I'm going to have the huge resources, just mammoth resources. You're going to see the resources and your jaw's going to drop and you're going to say, that's just insane. You're totally cheating at the game. Yeah, I am. But I'm going to try to use regular robots. And it'll be a speed run up until... I'm going to do a speed run for Power Armor Mark II. Try to get that as fast as possible. And once I get that, then I'm going to build a huge train network. I'm going to also install a couple mods. So one is this guy, the crafting speed upgrade. So you see how it goes up to 3,000. I designed this mod for increased bullet damage. It goes up to level 20, and these are like pretty dang high, right? You know, these just go pretty crazy. This guy goes up to 2,600. That's in the default. I want to add like a victory research that starts with like you need 10,000 of each of those, and it takes 60 seconds to research. So you need a massive factory just to even think about doing it in a reasonable time. And I'm just going to have a goal of doing the victory researches, you know, and I'll do the weapon researches as needed. Using the weapon research mod that I have, that I built, because the biters will get hard when they fully evolve. That's interesting. Yeah, the construction robots need to carry more than one at a time. Let's just do this. Just test. There we go. Let's just have these guys go do their job. See how fast they can lay all the concrete down. How many robots is that? Holy cow. Am I running low on concrete now? I am. Let's go put some concrete in. And if I'm going to cheat, I might as well cheat all the way, right? Yeah, they're out of concrete. I'm stuck. Get me out. Alright. Look at those robots going wave after wave. That's pretty cool, I think. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at them go. Oh, look at them go. That's so cool. Are you short on anything? Just robots. Holy cow. That's amazing. Oh, look at them. They're all trying to recharge at the same roboport. Is that it? Are they out of concrete again? They are. Let's go get some more. Actually, let's put it right here. So I got some, let's get some yellow chests. Somebody bringing me yellow chests? I can't tell. There they are. Thank you. Let's go see what they're doing. Look at them go. That's a lot of concrete. So one of the things they talked about on the Friday blog post on September 11th was this short story about the factories that won't turn off after the war by Philip K. Dick. I forget what he calls it, unfact, whatever it is. But I thought I want to build that, a factory, a self-replicating factory, and I mean seriously, like, I want to write a program or build a machine or something that follows a program and will actually build a factory, set up mines and things like that. And part of what I'm doing, I think, is let's do that, see what happens. Is learning what it takes to actually build a factory and building a pattern of what works and what doesn't. And I don't see any reason why you can't write a script that'll actually place down the shadows, and then the robots will go in and fill everything in. So I don't see why that's an issue. Let's do that again. Let them go. I don't know if you guys have been alive on the dot matrix printers when they had like a, sort of reminds me of the way it's moving. So yeah. Yeah. So I think, you know, eventually I might write a script or think about how to write a script in this game of a machine or a robot that will, you know, go kill the biters. Maybe, you know, a multiplayer game where I can program the entities, the players, to actually do things useful. Or, I don't know. Gotta figure that out. I know how to program. I can build complicated programs. That's my job, right? So I should be able to figure out a way to make a factory that builds itself, you know? That'd be really cool. One of the ideas I had was a giant machine that, like a harvester machine. It goes out there, it finds resources, it harvests it and brings it back, or maybe it lays tracks to it and sets up a little train port, and then the trains come and show up with the resources, or, you know, just goes out there and wanders around until it finds it, and when it finds it, it harvests it, and you can have like 1,000 of these things, and they're just like ants. There's an old game, Sim Ant, I used to play in high school, that I think would be cool. Just to have these little machines that just follow little ant trails. You mine up resources and come back. And each one doesn't carry very much, but when you get a line of 1,000 of them running, that's a huge amount of resources that are flowing through. Anyway, this was season 4. I really do like the start of the game. It's just so much fun. So I'm going to go into season 5 with incredibly massive resources, low number of biters, and I'm going to build a starting factory, that's what this is. It's a starting factory. Then I'm going to build a research factory, just totally geared to researching as fast as possible. And when I say a research factory totally geared towards researching as fast as possible, I'm talking like 10,000 labs. How much energy does a lab use? Lab uses 60 kilowatts, so 10,000 would be like 600 gigawatts, some crazy number. That's what I plan on doing. Massive research. Just using the same, just red, green, blue. The blue's complicated enough. I don't see a reason for another one that's even more complicated. And then I'd have to go out there and just harvest. I'd be constantly harvesting. No, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just hack the purple science in, or maybe I'll make the research thing just based on red and green, so that you don't have to go harvest 10,000 biters. I don't know. It's not hard to get 1,000 alien artifacts. That's like a good 30 minutes to an hour's worth of fighting. You get 1,000. So 1,000 will give you 10,000 purple sciences, which would be one of the victory researches. And you should be picking up alien artifacts at the end of the game, in the late game anyway, just as you try to build your factory out. So, like, I can imagine picking up 1,000 alien artifacts just to build the research labs. So, yep, so coal power all the way, because coal is cool. Have to build security fences. Probably have to build it with the with construction robots with repair packs. Keep everything repaired. And I'm going to have the weapons research mod so that the weapons can get more powerful as I need them to. I'll probably tweak them so they get 50% more powerful each time you upgrade. And there'll be biters to fight, and I'll have some fun. Thanks for watching season 4. I appreciate you guys' comments and suggestions and feedback. I hope I'm not too boring to watch. So take care, and I'll see you guys in season 5. Bye-bye.